Alright, let's get this rant started. Today we're talking about cheating in games, why it's bad for everyone and why people do it. We'll also talk about what we can do as gamers to fight back against cheaters and what game companies need to do better. So hit that subscribe button, you magnificent bastards, and don't forget to hit like while you're at it and drop a comment below with your thoughts. Right then, so you're playing a game, getting absolutely destroyed, and your first instinct is to blame cheats. Well, hold your horses there, sunshine, because more often than not, the guy who's absolutely wrecking you isn't a cheater, he's just better than you. Now let's take a look at a recent example. This game called XDefiant. It's all the rage these days. And apparently it's also a breeding ground for cheaters according to some folks online. One player posted about a bloke on the enemy team with insane movement and everyone immediately jumped to the conclusion that he must be hacking. But here's the thing, the guy was a level 130. That means he's probably sunk a ton of hours into the game. You don't get that good without practice. So why do people cheat? Well, there are a few reasons. Some people are just bad losers. They can't handle the fact that someone might be better than them, so they resort to using cheats to win. Others cheat because they find it fun. They get a thrill out of ruining the game for other people. And let's not forget about the trolls who cheat just to get a reaction out of people. But cheating doesn't just ruin the game for other people. It also ruins the game for the cheater. See, when you cheat, you're not actually getting better at the game. You're just relying on a program to do the work for you. And what's the point of that? There's no satisfaction in winning if you know you didn't do it yourself. So now we've established that crying cheat wolf every time you get stomped is a bad look. That doesn't mean we just gotta sit there and take it when some right twerp blatantly cheating their way to the top. Here's your arsenal for fighting back against these digital delinquents. I know, you came here for a magic trick to instantly own cheaters. But here's the thing, getting good is the best revenge. If you can develop your skill to beat a cheater legitimately, that's pure unadulterated humiliation for them. So practice, watch tutorials, analyze your gameplay and become the best damn gamer you can be. This might seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how many folks don't do it. Report the suspicious sods through the proper channels. Most games have a reporting system in place, so use it. And be specific, don't just hit that generic cheating button. Detail what you saw, when you saw it, and if you have video evidence, even better. Now this one's a bit of a double-edged sword. Naming and shaming cheaters online can be a great way to call them out and make them notorious. But be careful. You gotta make sure you have solid proof before you start naming names. The last thing you want is to get hit with a libel lawsuit because you went on a witch hunt based on nothing more than a hunch. Sometimes the best way to deal with a cheater is to simply ignore them. Don't give them the satisfaction of getting a rise out of you. Don't feed the trolls. If they see they're not ruining your game, they might just get bored and move on to pester someone else. Remember, cheaters are a bunch of sad sacks who need to win by any means necessary. Don't let them ruin your game experience. Fight back, report them, most importantly, have fun. Alright, we talked about how you lot can fight back against cheaters, but let's be honest, real responsibility falls on the shoulders of game companies themselves. These are the folks who raking in the dough from selling you the games and in-app purchases. And guess what? Part of that responsibility is keeping the playing field level. So what are they doing wrong? Most games these days come with some fancy anti-cheat software. But here's the thing. A lot of this anti-cheat is about as useful as a chocolate teapot. Cheaters are constantly developing new hacks and exploits, and it seems like the developers are always playing catch-up. By the time they patch one hole, the cheaters have burrowed a new tunnel. So the anti-cheat nabs the cheater. Great, except what happens next? More often than not, the cheater gets a slap on the wrist. A temporary ban, maybe. A stern talking to? Hardly a deterrent. These cheaters need to be scared straight. We're talking about IP bans, folks. Hit them where it hurts. Make them so scared of getting caught they wouldn't dare cheat, even if their mum was holding the controller. Look, there's no perfect solution here, but game companies need to do better. Invest in proper anti-cheat that can actually stay ahead of the curve. Develop smarter ways to detect cheating, like anomaly detection systems that can flag suspicious gameplay patterns. And for Pete's sake, implement stricter penalties. Gamers, we gotta put pressure on these companies. Demand better anti-cheat. Make it known that we won't tolerate cheaters ruining the experience for everyone. And if a game company has a reputation for letting cheaters run rampant, don't buy the game. Speak with your wallets. Right then, we've talked about how to spot cheaters, how to fight back, and how game companies need to get their act together. But what about the cheaters themselves? What compels a grown adult to resort to using hacks and exploits to win a video game? Well, buckle up because we're diving deep into the psyche of a cheater. Let's be honest, some folks cheat because they're, well, a bit rubbish at games. They lack the skill or the patience to get good the old-fashioned way, so they resort to underhanded tactics to boost their ego. These are the sad souls who need to pad their KD ratio and win every match to feel good about themselves. Imagine being that pathetic. Some cheaters, it's about a power trip. They enjoy dominating other players and making them rage quit. It's a twisted form of online bullying, and it's frankly pathetic. These folks get their jollies off by ruining the game experience for everyone else. Losers, a lot of them. And believe it or not, some people actually cheat for money. There are entire communities dedicated to selling cheats and hacks, and some right gits will buy them just to win online tournaments and prize money. It's a scummy way to make a living, and frankly these esports tournaments need to do better at weeding out the cheaters. Now, not all cheaters are bad eggs. There are some who cheat to test the game's security. These are ethical hackers. The white hats who find vulnerabilities in the game's code and report them to the developers so they can fix them. These folks are actually doing the gaming community a service, even if their methods are a bit unorthodox. Cheaters come in all shapes and sizes, and their motivations are just as varied. But one thing's for certain, cheating ruins the gaming experience for everyone. So next time you encounter a cheater, don't just rage quit, report them. Shame them if you have proof. And remember, a win through cheating is no win at all. Alright folks, let's talk about the real cost of cheating. It's not just about a few sore losers ruining your online matches. Cheating has a ripple effect that hurts everyone involved in the gaming ecosystem. Imagine this, you boot up your favourite game, excited to test your skills against other players, but instead of a fair fight, you get stomped by some right idiot using wall hacks and aimbots. Frustrating, right? Well, that's the reality for many gamers, thanks to cheaters. It drains the fun out of the game, turning competitive matches into an exercise in futility. Who wants to play a game where winning is determined by who has the better hacks, not the better skills? Cheaters not only ruin individual matches, they also poison the entire gaming community. When trust breaks down and suspicion runs rampant, it creates a hostile environment. No one wants to play a game where everyone's constantly accusing everyone else of cheating. This lack of trust pushes honest gamers away, which in turn shrinks the player base and makes it harder to find good competitive matches. Cheating also hurts the game developers themselves. When a game becomes known for its rampant cheating problem, it discourages players from buying it. Think about it. Why spend your hard-earned cash on a game where victory is determined by who can exploit the system best? Cheating leads to lost revenue for developers, which means they have fewer resources to invest in creating new content and fixing bugs. It also tarnishes the reputation of the game and the developer, making it harder for them to attract new players in the future. Here's the kicker, the more the game is plagued by cheaters, the more attractive it becomes to other cheaters. It's a vicious cycle. Cheaters flock to games where they can easily dominate, which in turn drives away honest players, making the game even more appealing to cheaters. So what can we do to break the cycle? It's a shared responsibility. Gamers need to report cheaters and demand that developers implement stricter anti-cheat measures. Developers need to invest in a robust anti-cheat software and come down hard on the cheaters with permanent bans and IP blocks. Alright folks, we've painted a grim picture of cheating landscape, but is there any hope? Can we ever truly stop cheating in games? To answer that, we gotta bring in the big guns, the experts. So, Dr. Echo Lee, also known in the gaming world as Spectre, thanks for joining me today. Let's get straight to the point. Is there a way to completely eliminate cheating in games?
Unfortunately, the answer is not so simple. Cheating is an arms race. Developers create anti-cheat software, and then cheater programmers develop ways to bypass it. It's a constant battle.
Right, so we're stuck in this whack-a-mole situation then?
Not necessarily. There are some promising developments. Machine learning is being used to detect unusual gameplay patterns that might indicate cheating. Also, hardware bans are becoming more common, making it harder for cheaters to simply create new accounts.
Interesting. But some folks are worried about these stricter anti-cheat measures. They say it's an invasion of privacy?
It's a valid concern. There needs to be a balance between security and privacy. But let's be honest, gamers who value fair play shouldn't have anything to fear from anti-cheat software.
So what does the future hold for anti-cheat?
I think we'll see a more collaborative approach. Developers, gamers, and security researchers all working together to identify and patch vulnerabilities. We might also see more focus on educating gamers about the dangers of cheating and the importance of fair play.
There you have it, folks. The fight against cheating is ongoing, but there are reasons to be optimistic. Remember, gamers, report cheaters, demand better anti-cheat, most importantly, play fair. Cheaters might have their hacks, but we have something even stronger, our gaming spirit. Look folks, cheating sucks, but don't let it discourage you. There's still a massive community of gamers out there who value fair play and just want to have a good time. Report the cheaters, hone your skills, and remember, a win through hard work and dedication is the only win that truly matters. So get out there, frag some noobs, ethically, and have some fun. Don't forget to like or dislike, subscribe if you're new, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Maybe you'll get featured in a future video. I'll see you next time, you magnificent